An emotional victory for one of the Modified's rising stars. It was double the fun for the sportsman at Glen Ridge. A top car owner at Lebanon Valley goes to victory lane, this time with himself in the driver's seat. Race fans, it's time to get on the edge of your seats as Race Pro Weekly starts, well, right now. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Race Pro Weekly. I'm Mike Warren. This week we got a lot of action from the Lebanon Valley Speedway and the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. Let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. The modified feature at Lebanon Valley saw a chance for $3,000 sponsored by Bedell Racing Engines as Matt Papella would lead the field to the green. While Papella would end up running away with the feature event, the hottest battle on the speedway was between the 60 of Brian Berger and the 42 of Kyle Sheldon, as each raced back and forth with Berger ending up taking the spot, as he would finish second with Sheldon being relegated to the third. Brett Hearn with another strong run would come home in the number 4 position, and rounding out your top 5 in this feature event was the electrifying DC Donnie Corellis. Papella would go on to score his second career victory in first of 2013.
Yeah, it was pretty much a one-groove track. The bottom was pretty bad, so as soon as the green came out, I just tried to set sail and get a good lead. And I guess I had one for a while there, and then I had a little trouble with lap traffic, and they caught back up to me, but luckily I held them off.
Now you become only the 6th different feature event winner of 2013. It's got to be pretty good to be in a class with guys like McKetty and Hearn who've been dominating all season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real tough division with the guys that are in it, but it just makes it that much more rewarding when you win. You beat the best of the best. So just like to, thank my dad for looking down. So my rear end cover almost came off, and there was one nut left on it. So I got to think his hand was coming down, holding that on for me.
Papella would go on to score his second career victory in first of 2013. Brian Berger would finish in second, Kyle Sheldon third, Brett Hearn fourth, and the electrifying DC Donnie Corellis would round out the top 5.
Racing's biggest party is coming. Not just Dirt Week, the Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week, October 9th through the 13th at New York State Fairgrounds. Be there as the Triple 20s light up the fairgrounds Friday night. Sunday's 200-lap Super Dirt Car big blocks on the Movie Mile. Modified sprint cars and late models, all part of the 5 Super Days of Dirt Track Racing. 5 days, thousands of laps. Get your tickets and event info now at SuperDirtWeekOnline.com. It's one party you won't want to miss. Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week, October 9th through the 13th. There's only one Super Dirt Week.
One theme that has stayed true throughout the past few weeks at the Lebanon Valley Speedway is the youth movement we've been talking about, with Matt Papella picking up the victory and Kyle Sheldon once again with another top 5 finish. Although Kyle Sheldon has been running for what seems to be a while in the modified division, he is still in his early 20s and running very strong over the recent weeks and throughout 2013. As we take a look at the point standings going into the final 5 weeks of the season, Brett Hearn still with a 108-point lead on Andy McKetty. Steve Huff with a 20-point lead on Brett Haas in the small blocks. Jay Corbin with a 54-point lead over Jason Casey in the Pro Stock division. And J.J. Hatch with just a 26-point lead in the Pure Stock division. We have 5 weeks till Labor Day weekend to see how many of these will play out. However, a few of these divisions, as you know, at Lebanon Valley do stretch past Labor Day, so they have a little more time to figure out who's going to win it. Glen Ridge Motorsports Park had 2 sportsman feature events with one held over as we get it going with the drop of the green flag here in this one. As you see the cars heading up into turn number 1 and 2. As they come around the corner, it would be Curtis Hohenschel leading the field to the completion of lap number 1 in that green 54 machine. Meanwhile, coming up through the pack looking for his second straight win was the number 1 of Happy Harry Schaefer, as Schaefer working on the outside of Corey Wilder up into turn number 1 and 2, and then he'll slink to the inside once again to pick up another position. Now with 2 laps to go, Schaefer going to use the inside, Hohenschel to the outside. As they come off of turn number 2, they go wheel to wheel, door handle to door handle, down the back straightaway for the race lead. As they fight through turn number 3 and 4, Schaefer going to dive down to the inside to the white flag, and Schaefer looks like he has it here with 1 to go. As they head through turn number 1 and 2, he would take the lead outright, and that would bring him around down the back straightaway. He would go en route to his second straight victory at the fastest quarter mile on dirt, as Harry Schaefer up out of the car, picking up his second straight Sportsman feature event. So Schaefer picking up the victory, Curtis Hohenschel with a big second place finish, Corey Wilder finishing third, Tony Ferrone in fourth, and Brian Pesolano rounding out your top 5. The second Sportsman feature event will be later in the show. If you are a tracker series that would like to be highlighted on Race Pro Weekly, email us at show@raceproweekly.com. In the small block modified feature event, Olden Dwyer and Sean Mandel led the field to the flag, but a couple of laps later they got into an incident on the front straightaway which would end both of their nights. That would have Steve Huff pick up the race lead, in a great battle between Huff, Harrington, and Brett Haas would ensue throughout the rest of the race, with Steve Huff picking up win number 2 of 2013.
What happened when you're taking the lead?
Actually, there was a wreck in the front stretch, and we kept my foot right in it, avoided all the accidents, and next thing you know, I was leading. Kind of surprised myself.
Now, you had a great battle going on with Jason throughout almost the entire race. It's got to be good running with guys that are as even and clean as you guys are.
Yeah, Jason Harrington, I have no problem running with him. I've never had a problem, and very good driver, so I'm glad it was him racing with me rather than somebody that I had to worry about.
Harrington would finish in the number 2 spot. Brett Haas would come home in third. 4th and 5th were occupied by Ryan Darcy and Chad Jesio. In the Pro Stock feature event, Brian Keogh would have the early lead throughout the first 10 laps of the caution-plagued 20-lap event, and then Jay Casey would pull up on the inside lane and blow right by the 311 car, and that would en route to Casey picking up the feature event victory. Rick Dempsey would hold on to finish in the number 2 spot. Robbie Speed would be third, Jay Corbin fourth, and Jason Casey would round out your top 5. In the Pure Stocks from earlier in the night, Chris Streeter picked up the win with Dan Cody and Ray Hall also joining in on their respective feature event victories. And in the 4 cylinders, Todd Goldstein and Brandon Ely were in victory lane once again. Look at our lasting impressions driver spotlight with Fort Plain, New York native Jeremy Wilder. Want the full racing action from Lebanon Valley Speedway? Check out Bob Haynes in the Metro Media video booth at the track, as well as his website, www.metmedvid.com. That's www.metmedvid.com.
Racing's biggest party is coming. Not just Dirt Week, the Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week, October 9th through the 13th at New York State Fairgrounds. Either is the Triple 20s light up the fairgrounds Friday night. Sunday's 200-lap Super Dirt Car Big Blocks on the Movie Mile. Modified sprint cars and late models, all part of the 5 super days of dirt track racing. 5 days, thousands of laps. Get your tickets and event info now at SuperDirtWeekOnline.com. It's one party you won't want to miss. Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week, October 9th through the 13th. There's only one Super Dirt Week.
Sportsman feature number 2 from the Ridge would be the nightcap at the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park, as they lead them up into turn number 1 and 2 in what was an early caution-filled event, as you see the field make their way around for the first time. They come off the corner, and you can see already on the move Lottie Hoyanga along with Cody Clark and the one of Harry Schaefer tangling up a little bit. This will put the restart on lap number 3, where Tony Ferrone would take off like, well, an onion. A flying onion, to be exact. As Tony Ferrone would take the race lead, he would come around no problem through turn number 3 and 4 en route to the 20-lap Sportsman feature event victory, as he would win by a landslide, as you see the margin between first and second place, the 49 of Ivan Joslin. Ferrone getting his victory lane ceremony out of the car, picking up the checkered flag. Always happy to see him in victory lane. A good shoe in the Sportsman division. Ferrone picking up the win. Ivan Joslin finishing second. Corey Wilder third. Brian Pesolano fourth. And Cody Clark rounding out your top 5. In the modified division, Bobby Varon picking up the feature event victory. Jimmy Becker was second. Elmo Reckner third. Rich Salisbury fourth. And Bobby Vetter rounding out your top 5. Other winners were Dave Pope in the Street Stocks, Cruiser Shane Playford, rookie sportsman Aaron Burton, and Jay Cox picking up the win in the Race Saver Sprints. Let's take a look at our weekend battles. We'll start off at the Accord Speedway where Jerry Higbee got the win. Mel Schrufer was second, Danny Creedon third, Andy Bicchetti fourth, and downtown Jackie Brown fifth. At Airborne, it was Mueller bringing up the win, Todd Stone second, Berthume third, Vernold fourth, and Gagnon rounding out your top 5. Albany Saratoga saw Hearn, Keselowski, Trombley, Tremont, and Friesen in the top 5 there. And at Brewerton, Billy Decker picked up the win with Shepard second, Ward third, Jimmy and Ryan Phelps fourth and fifth. At Fonda, it was Jimmy Davis, Matt DiLorenzo, Ronnie Johnson, Stuart Friesen, and hey, Brian Gleason. And in Fulton Speedway, Chris Heil, Chad Phelps, Dan Bowder, Billy Decker, and Larry White in the top 5 there. At Mohawk up north, it was Billy Dunn, Chris Robb, Kerry Tarrant, Tom Conklin, and Mario Clare picking up the top 5. At Ransomville, it was Ryan Soucies, Eric Rudolph, Ricky Rickner, Pete Bicknell, and Robbie Kroll in the top 5 for this week's weekend battle. That's all for this week's show. For the latest news, results, and photos, check out Race Pro Weekly online, www.raceproweekly.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. So for myself, Matt Knowles, Fast Eddie, Dave Whitney, Dave D'Alessandro, and everyone that helps put Race Pro Weekly together each week, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.